Hi, the show started. Let's go.
Wow, we're just going to start right there. Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the Kyle Wright 425 podcast. I am your host, Kyle Wright, and as always, I'm joined by my older brother, Eric. If you are enjoying the show, and if you're enjoying the channel with all the different uploads that happen on this channel, whether they're sporadic or not, or if they're weekly or, whatever happens, when those uploads happen, if you want to know when they happen, hit that subscribe button. And then also hit that notification bell. That way you never miss an episode of any kind that's put on this channel. As well, make sure you follow us on Spotify. I practiced this today in the car because I was excited to do this again. So,
and it is weekly.
Yes.
Shit happens, people.
Yeah, bad things. So, yeah, why are you questioning us about what happened? It's not like like we had a really bad run in with a guy named Harrison Baroff. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck I'm even saying. It's like that Jewish toffee thing. You remember that?
No.
It was one of the bloopers for Deadpool. He was sitting on top of, or when he was sitting on top of the boxes in the warehouse, and I think he makes a joke about the guy calling him Jared in the movie. That he called him Jared, like you want a foot long or whatever. But
yeah,
the two bloopers that they didn't use, which I guess they must have had like 60,000 versions. If Ryan Reynolds had a Deadpool suit on and was saying whatever he wanted. The two that they showed was him sitting up there and just looking down and going, "My stunt man's about to fuck you up."
Yes.
And,
yes.
The one that absolutely blew my mind because I'm like, what does this even mean? Like that he's even saying is he's like, "Oh, you like my suit? It's made of 160,000 individually wrapped Jewish toffees." I don't even know what the hell I'm even saying right now. Individually wrapped Jewish toffees. So just remember
that would be, maybe that makes the difference in the suit. Who knows? Maybe that's the inner lining.
I mean, all I'm telling you is that Deadpool's suit definitely does not breathe. Like there's no question about it.
No.
I'll fight you. Like there's no question about it. So regardless of what it's made of. Yeah. So you good?
I had to adjust there. My bad.
Are you a little uncomfortable? You good now?
No, I'm good now.
Oh,
all right.
Somebody break your back that way you don't have to work, with a baseball bat. Did you put that ad on Craigslist? Yeah, no, just no. Me, huh? Okay, cool. All right, so
just you.
Actually, with my job, even if I did physically get disabled, I would still be able to do my job. So, technically. So
yeah, as long as you could use your fingers.
Yeah, right. So I mean, the reason I bring that up was that Joe Santagato found this thing on Craigslist where this woman actually put out something that said, "Someone come out randomly beat me in the back with a bat and break my back so I can get disability." I swear to God, it's a legit thing. If I find the correct Craigslist video, I'll make sure I put it in I'll put it in the description. But
that is 100% incriminating evidence.
Oh yeah. Didn't think about that, did she? So, but
anyway,
now that we've gone off of those little tangents,
we have to address something in the room that is major right now, and I know it's eating at everybody.
Yes,
because it's in plain view.
Yes, it is.
It fell.
It's not on the wall.
Well, I mean,
it's not on the wall.
It didn't fall.
We apologize. It did not fall. No, it was just it was facing the PlayStation. It was,
if you will.
Yeah. Just and I always thought this was a clue. No. So for those of you that are playing the Spotify game, the speaker that's usually hung up between the PlayStation and the TV,
which you wouldn't know because you're not on YouTube.
Yeah, go to YouTube and listen to us.
So do it again, like I always say,
because we're
both.
Awesome. I mean, no, don't get a big head, Kyle. That's going to be bad. Anyway,
you are awesome. What do you mean?
I'm awesome, man. Don't lie. I'm awesome. No.
So yeah.
That's a
we know you guys are going to flood the comments about how the speaker is on top of the PlayStation. Don't worry. I put a buffer zone, 1, because it did vibrate, and 2, yes, we are preserving the exterior of the console and the speaker.
Tell them what you used to separate the PlayStation and the speaker, because that's important.
Well, so
you're stalling.
No. When it first happened, he was a little on edge in the fact that it vibrated, right? Okay, so I was like, bro, simple fix. It's gonna cost about 2 cents, maybe. I walked into the bathroom, took a roll of, not a roll, about a decent sized piece of length of paper.
18 inches at least.
Yeah.
Give or take, yeah.
Folded it in half, laid it under said speaker.
It works.
Vibration, gone.
It is absolutely evaporated from this room.
So we know you guys are going to flood the comments about it. So just that's to address everything. So, all right.
Okay.
Now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's go ahead and start the cast.
All right. Well, here on the Carlisle 425 podcast, we like to talk about a bunch of things. We talk about villains. We've talked about food, in which I introed in a way that made you piss your pants. We've talked about the dumbest laws. We've also talked about fetishes in 2 parts, which is actually a personal favorite of some of our friends that have watched it. And also, we've talked about paranormal experiences. But damn it, Eric, we have never talked about the glorious thing that is the state of Ohio for haunted locations. Okay. Because not only do we have a plethora of those, we actually have the most haunted houses.
Yes.
In the entirety of the state. As far as like there's no other state that beats us in the country.
Yeah.
So it's like 167 or something.
Yeah, we have we have the most in a state.
So, with that being said, just have that, in the back of your mind. Tonight, I'm going to be reading from hauntedrooms.com, and it's basically just in the tabs of, talking about, hey, this is the haunted places that you can find in Ohio. The link will be in the description. Eric has something to say.
So, real quick, we tend to forget to do this, but behind us tonight is No Life Shack. He is one of my favorites.
I want to give him a high five one day.
Dude, I want to just kick it with him for like 30 minutes uninterrupted. Just me and him kicking it.
Yeah. He seems like he's just a really, really just awesome dude, just all around.
Yes.
So,
and he seems to be very humble, whatever. But
that's tough.
That's what he's wearing. But I want.
Oh, that's funny. I didn't even notice that. Yeah, he's wearing the t-shirt.
That's his saying. And actually, me and a couple of really good friends, that is actually our saying, and we have it tattooed. Well, the tough part spelled that way.
TUFF.
Like tough. So.
Nope. Tough. There it is.
Yeah. So now he has that, and then barology. That's a good one. But yeah, so tonight it's No Life Shack. It seems to I clicked on an M&M reaction, and it seems to be like that's basically what's going on right now.
This is when what I believe is the playlist that he reacted to Kamikaze, the entire album.
Well, no. Well, it's going back and forth. Look, it's an old room now.
Oh wow, that's funny.
But still, yeah.
Right.
Anyways, so that's tonight. Let's get started on this whole spookiness.
So, one of my favorite things about being in middle school, especially, didn't do this too much in high school, but I always loved reading Haunted Ohio.
Okay.
It's a collection of books, and I think that they made 5 of them, and they're decently sized, but it's just an anthology of just many, many small stories.
Okay.
And I guess it's kind of up to you whether or not you want to decide if they're real. I can't remember if there was a disclaimer that said all of these are 100% real, but I believe the one that I remember, if I'm getting the name right, is the Wolf Creek Monster, which Wolf Creek is over near Norton. Mm-hmm. And the story basically was about these 2 guys that went out in their truck, and when they parked and went out and they went to go hunting with their dog, they heard a roar that they've never heard before. And when they came back to their truck, there were 3 huge ass claw marks in the side of the door. So it was.
What year was this?
I couldn't tell you. I don't know when it was, but it was. I know for a fact it was something Creek Monster. I'm pretty sure it was Wolf Creek Monster. But now, granted, the book came out I think a couple years before I was in middle school. So I mean, you can do the math and kind of figure out if how old maybe the story is. But so with that being said,
Norton's definitely a traveling distance we could go to check, try to check something out.
Yeah. It's because now with this is that Ohio just has a lot of different just locations of hauntings, and there's quite a bit.
There is.
And I really loved how this website started this off. So in the proper fashion of this to help us intro, as well as we have 2 other sites we can look at of other haunted locations if we run out or if we want to change it up. But this is what this says. There are several things that Ohio is known for. It is the 7th most populated state. It has the 7th largest economy in the U.S. It is a key state in presidential elections and is a plethora of very well-respected libraries and universities. However, it is also well known for a larger number of haunted locations that are to be found in the Buckeye State. Let's explore some of the most haunted places to visit in Ohio.
Dude. So, really?
Yeah.
You know what, man? Honestly, before you even said all the haunted stuff, I never knew that. Really, we have a lot going for us in Ohio than it sounds like.
And we got Cedar Point too. So
we don't got shit anymore, dude.
Well,
pretty sure that's not going to be a thing anymore.
Oh, that'll become a thing that we'll just sneak into places and do the rides ourselves. But it's like, all right, man, you hit the lever this time. Whoa, yeah. So
yeah, I'm pretty sure I heard that it's shutting down.
Well,
anyways, I digress.
Without making me feel depressed on this haunted Ohio.
Let's talk about some scary shit.
Yeah, let's talk about scary things to make us feel better. Yeah. Okay.
Fuck yeah.
All right. First one. Now, some of these towns I did look at, and I'm not familiar with them. They're places I've never been in Ohio. Okay. So obviously I've been to key places like Cleveland, Columbus, things like that.
Yeah.
Those are one of them is our state capital, so I might as well.
I'm pretty sure I've never been to Toledo.
I went to Toledo one time for a Skillet concert. It was House of Heroes. I mentioned House of Heroes on the one of the podcasts before, where I talked to their lead singer for an hour, and then he was like, "Hey, do you want me to sign something?" And I gave him my cup. I can't remember what podcast it was, but we did talk about it. But
I do remember that.
It was House of Heroes, Skillet, and then Toby Mac was the headliner. And that year, John Cooper from Skillet actually did a song with Toby Mac. So it was kind of cool. Like when that song came on, John Cooper came out, and it was awesome. But that's the only time I've been to Toledo, though. So
yeah. I don't think I've ever been.
This one, however, what we're gonna start off with is the Old Licking County Jail in Newark, Ohio.
Okay.
The Old Licking Jail is an infamously haunted location in Newark, Ohio. Ghost hunters from across the nation have visited in the hope of finding something paranormal, and they're never left disappointed. Due to the regularity and the intensity of the activity, the jail has appeared on several paranormal TV shows, including Travel Channel's Ghost Adventures. Common occurrences include unexplained noises such as huge bangs, scuffling feet, disembodied voices, knocks, and screams. There's also sightings of shadow figures and black masses roaming the halls. So, and then there's a link we can follow if we want to learn a little bit more about it. But this is mainly just for Eric. But I mean, if you can see that, this is, I guess, an older picture of the Old Licking County Jail. But
so I'd go.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing.
Can you go visit it or anything?
It doesn't say. But I know, for instance, one of the things I was looking at today as a possibility for us to do was Lizzie Borden. Now that's not an Ohio thing. Lizzie Borden, there's the whole, I don't know if it's nursery rhyme or song about it, where it's she went up the steps to give her mom 40 whacks and she went down to give her dad 20 more. So where she killed her mom, or no, killed her dad and her stepmom with an axe while they slept.
No, I never heard it.
Never heard of that? Okay, no. Well, we may make that an episode then if that's something you're not familiar with. So Christina Ricci actually played Lizzie Borden in a newer telling of the story. So,
what was it called?
I think it was called Lizzie Borden Took an Axe or something. I'm not going to say it was
direct to it.
I'm not going to say it was creative or anything, but as far as that,
it just happened.
So, but no, she actually got away with it. So
really,
oh yeah. Yeah, that's actually the very first crime, like legit crime photo I've ever seen. The dad's head or the face was completely non-existent. If you remember what that guy's face looked like in House on Haunted Hill when his face got cut out, like when what's his name went down the steps to go to the control room and he turned the chair around and his face was missing. It's basically what this guy's face looked like. So, but we're getting.
I'm thinking 13 Ghosts.
No, 13 Ghosts.
With the like shutting of the doors.
Oh no, that was a cool death, but no. So the Old Lincoln County Jail. That's one. There's not a lot on it, but I mean, we've at least Ohio's been featured on Ghost Adventures, which is awesome. So
that is cool.
That's the staple show of Zach likes to scream at demons and then freak out when he gets haunted by them. So, so next one. Fudge Road Bridge. So Fudge. I thought that was pretty cool.
Okay.
Fudge Road Bridge in Gratis, Ohio. It is a narrow gravel track that winds its way through the most rural part of Preble County. At one point, a steel bridge carries the road across Akron, or had carried the road across Ackerman Road. Someone didn't do their grammar right. It is said that a young mother threw her unwanted newborn off of the bridge, or in some versions of the tale, the baby was stillborn and the mother hung herself from the bridge. Whatever version is...
That's crazy.
So whatever version is more accurate, the fact remains that today motorists crossing over the bridge can hear an infant crying if they park on the bridge and if they say mama 3 times. Another tale linked to the creepy bridge states that a mysterious beast that a mysterious beast lurks in the nearby woods and takes shelter under the bridge, growling at passing motorists.
So, I'm looking at, it's 3 hours away from us.
Now, isn't that interesting that this is another bridge in Ohio?
Like Crybaby Bridge.
Yes. That's
why I was like, wait, where is this?
Yeah. So I've heard that how fucked up is it that there's multiple bridges where supposedly women threw their babies off of it? Like, that's just fucked up.
That's terrible.
But the point is that it's it's kind of like almost every town that I've ever
has
interacted with has like a Crybaby Bridge
or like a surrounding town next to it.
Yeah. So
yeah,
it's pretty cool. As far as maybe experiencing something, but it's man. That's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Say mama 3 times and you'll get the baby to cry. It's like a really big, actual version and fucked up way of playing PT in real life. So, okay. Next one. Staley Road in Carlisle, Ohio.
Okay.
Sometime in the early 1800s, pioneer John Wrench engaged the services of 3 Staley brothers to build a flour mill. The finished structure was to become the first double wheel mill in Ohio. Say that 10 times fast. The business flourished, and after several years, Wrench had made enough money to retire and ended up selling his mill to Elias Staley. The mill was then passed down to his brother Andrew and continued to produce flour until 1905. Today, the mill is still standing on Staley Road, named for the brothers, and it winds its way past through the woods. It has become something of a rite of passage for local teens to drive this road at night as a demonstration of their courage. It has been said that Old Man Staley went on a murderous rampage and is now haunting the road. Motorists say that they often experience unexplained car trouble, and some have seen Staley's ghost standing next to or even lying on the road.
So that's kind of again, where Crybaby Bridge is, there's a whole, that train, the ghost train and stuff. Because I remember when Brad, when we were doing the whole train track thing, it was us and a couple other vehicles. It was one night after we were working a Burger King shift, and his car, he was gonna fake it. He told us that.
Oh yeah.
And his car actually stalled. Isn't that the worst? And the problem is that his car was not like a piece of junk. It had never done it before. It had never done it after. And that was weird. And there was some other shit that did happen, but that does seem to have a reoccurring theme, like you said, because it's all around kind of the same thing where the baby, the bridge, the mom, and then that right there. I don't know. To me, sometimes if there's an ongoing type of theme, then that seems to be like maybe it's like a placebo, though, that everybody has that.
I actually just kind of had a really weird thought. I want to know if I just like pick your brain about this just for a second. Is what if each state has its own type of haunting? Depending on the area.
Well, I'm sure it does.
I mean, think about it. The majority of, from what I understand, especially about our area too, is that this is all Indian burial ground.
Yes.
So it's the idea of, maybe different spirits, different, entities, different, I don't know what else there could be, but it's like, just like maybe there's, creatures. That's what I was going to say. Like, if you want to go with like Bigfoot or, different things like that, it's like, what if each state has its own thing? Well, it's like, and that could be a kind of like a consistency across the board.
Not even just state, but like probably every type of like city, because like you just said, this is Indian burial ground, and that is why we are the Indians. Now, here's my thing is that I feel like, to a point, I don't know. I feel like that's why this town is the way it is. Mm-hmm. There is quite a few weird things that happen around this town.
Yeah, it's
most are non-threatening.
Well, yeah, it's you have kind of like it's like the people that are here. So I'm not going to get specific on names or anything to that effect, but it's just like the town clown that we have, that people always, ridicule and, everything like that.
We'll just call him Skid Row.
Yeah, Skid Row. Yeah, Skid Row. So now, mind you, Skid Row is a good friend of mine. He is. Yeah, yes. He's a genuine just dude.
All around, so, he's relatively harmless.
Yes. But he's just someone that, unfortunately, just like everybody makes fun of. Everybody, but like
we call him the town mascot because he is. Yeah, like he really
been
is
here for ages. So it's just it makes me wonder about things like that, where it's like, man, it's like how much, I don't want to get too deep with it, but it's like how much of this town is affected, spiritually. Yeah. like with the atmosphere, with everything that's around them.
It's not even that, but like you were just reading, there is always, we don't have something that intense, but again, we've had a lot of craziness happen here that we've heard, been a part of, or knew somebody that was a part of. Yeah. It is kind of crazy, but this is almost like what do you call those urban legends that people have in their towns? We don't necessarily have an urban legend, but our town next to us does, and it's that. Mm-hmm. It's basically that. Yeah. So, sorry, we were kind of off track for a second.
No, it's all good, man. This one, it refers to it in the paragraph as a mansion, but this says the Franklin Castle in Cleveland, Ohio.
I've never heard of that.
So this says the spirits that haunt the Franklin Mansion in Cleveland are numerous and very active, according to investigators. The sound of a baby, again, that's funny, that's consistent, but it says the sound of a baby can be heard crying, and it's believed that there was a baby's skeleton discovered in the walls in a small room at the back of the house. A figure of a man has been seen in the windows of the mansion. He's believed to be the victim of an axe murder that took place in the tower room. To add to the tragedy in this house, a young girl named Karen, funnily enough, was apparently apparently hanged by her father. I do not want Karen's hanged. Let's be clear.
So probably asked too many questions.
Oh my God. It says it's Karen who is believed to be behind most of the activity in the house. She describes as being dressed in black, of a tall, thin stature, and very eerie. So, of course, there's a ghost named Karen that's causing trouble.
She wants to speak to Satan immediately.
Been in this damn house for 80 years. I need an explanation.
Get him on the phone. Wake him up.
Where's my short haircut in my minivan?
It better be not a pilot. It better be an Odyssey.
And here's the thing. Anybody that would get, if you get mad at somebody, using the term Karen, I already know enough about you. Like, just like
we can't be friends.
Like, right. Just like you're gonna joke about that. Really? What if they had a really big problem? I'm like, yeah, I bet you have returned food and thought that it was gonna come back to you all right. So because they fucking owe you, right? Yeah, no, that's not how this works. If you're a dick. You're a dick. Like, so
that's just a polite way in public to call you a bitch.
Essentially, yeah. Which actually, there was a video that came out of a Karen that was screaming at a Kyle.
I know that. Yeah, I saw. Yeah,
he's like freaking out. It said Karen was not prepared for the Kyle.
Yeah.
Yes. So, So anyway, all right. So yes, this The Franklin Castle or the Franklin Mansion, I had no idea that this was a thing. Did not know that was in Cleveland.
Yeah.
That's really awesome. Again, there's the consistency with the baby. So it's like there's the baby spirit that's around,
Yeah.
And then of course we have fucking Karen. But
that is interesting though.
Karen the ghost. Makes you wonder,
of course it is.
Makes you wonder if God really has that much of a sense of humor.
Yeah, he was like, we'll give every town a ghost Karen. Literally.
And in 2020, when I really screw things up, as far as like,
I'm going to bring them all out.
Yeah, so it's going to be awesome. Mind you, I mean, as him destroying things, I don't think God can make a mistake, but that's just, I'm screwing. He's like, he's going to shake the shake. You know what I'm saying? Like he's just shaking the jar. You know what I'm saying?
We might just, let's just move past that.
Majestic Theater in Chillicothe, Ohio. Hope I'm saying that right. Chillicothe. Chillicothe. The Majestic Theater. It was built back in 1852 and has earned itself a reputation as one of the most haunted locations that Ohio has to offer. It was originally the Masonic, Opera House, and during the 1918 influenza epidemic, funnily enough, the overflow of corpses was stored there. Ugh. It is said that blood and vital fluids from the bodies were pumped into the alley to the rear of the building, earning it the name Blood Alley. There are lots of spooky tales that have been told about the various ghosts that haunt the theater. The most commonly cited ghost has been named Elizabeth and is said to be a young woman. On one occasion, she was recorded in the theater asking, "How do I get out of here?"
Huh.
There are also plenty of shadow figures and strange mists seen in the auditorium, and the night room upon the second floor is a popular place to capture a photograph with strange orbs of light in them.
How do you spell it?
It is it's just Majestic Theater. And
where?
It's in Chillicothe. So CHILL.
Okay.
ICOTHE.
Okay.
So Chillicothe, Ohio. I'm probably butchering that, but again, that's something I've never heard of. Now the next one is in Dayton, which we both have been to.
2.5 hours.
Okay.
It is. I'm trying to find like a surrounding closer area. So go ahead.
Sounds like almost like it'd be kind of like the same distance from like Parma or something, or like something to that effect. But let's see here. Yeah, so that Blood Alley thing, that's kind of fucked up.
That definitely is.
That's not an alley you want to go smoke a cigarette in. Like that's not like, I'm just gonna go out here by myself for a little bit with my phone. No, you're not. You're not gonna be by yourself. So you think you are, but you're not. Kind of lays credence to that idea of when they're like, hey, if you ever feel lonely, just watch a scary movie in your house by yourself. You won't feel alone.
Exactly. No, you won't. Okay.
What you looking up over there? What you trying out?
Apparently choking. Okay, so
take your time.
Sorry, no, I'm trying to find it again.
I would like to take this time to let all of you know that you can hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so yet.
Okay, it is basically it's down by Jackson.
Oh, okay.
a little bit past Lancaster, which is weird because you're getting into like Pennsylvania area.
Okay.
Because like, yeah. Is that right?
Well, nevertheless, though.
No, not even close. Lancaster, Ohio. My bad. I'm an idiot.
Well,
anyways,
moving along.
It is. No, I was just saying because in the fact it's about 2.5 hours away. That's interesting. That is something that we can do that in a day.
I would go to Blood Alley. I would do it once. I would at least go there once and say that I've been there.
Yeah. And that's where like the more and more you read stuff like this is where I get interested and want to research this stuff because it is doable.
Right.
Like, and this could be fun. Like, I don't know. You still won't go in the catacombs with me.
No, Blood Alley is above the ground and I can run.
I know, but the catacombs isn't even haunted.
Woodland Cemetery in Dayton, Ohio. I just gave him the look. Those of you that haven't gone to YouTube to see what's
that was
going
good.
On. Yeah, so Woodland Cemetery in Dayton, Ohio. So, I mean, this is a place that we could visit tonight if we would technically wanted to. It says, if you visit Woodland Cemetery in Dayton, Ohio by day, then the world that you would probably choose to describe it would be picturesque. The burial ground doubles up as an arboretum. I don't know what the fuck that is. I can't fucking read. And it boasts a wonderful selection of trees shading the pathways that meander around Lake Goose. However, by night, Woodland Cemetery takes on a much creepier feel. Many witnesses have reported a female spirit who is usually described as wearing a red shirt and jeans with a blue sweater around her waist. She is said to wander I don't know what kind of words this guy's using. Wander forlornly through the trees. So maybe she's being creepy about it. Other spirits that are seen here include a young boy and his dog. They said to have drowned in the canal after the boy fell in and his dog attempted to rescue him. Many people are so touched by the tale that they often leave trinkets at his memorial and say that they have heard the boy sobbing and his dog whining. That's rough.
Yeah, I don't know if I would do that then.
No, that's second that you start involving pets and everything. Yeah. I can't do that. So, which by the way, Thor's been a good boy.
Oh, he definitely has. He's chilling with you tonight.
He's been sleeping.
Yeah, he's chilling with you tonight for some reason.
So yeah, that's
he must be mad at me about something. I don't know.
He gave me 20 kernels instead of 22. Or whatever, or like in his food, like it's like he gives me, or no, it'd be like something like he gave me 450 exactly every day. Tonight he gave me 444. Anger. So
dick.
Mud House Mansion.
Okay.
Lancaster, Ohio.
Okay, so dude, that's cool because that's right around. Like I just was an idiot thinking it was PA for some reason. Reason. Yeah, this water's delicious.
God, I'm having a stroke up here.
That's actually cool. So if this one's interesting, we could actually get two birds stoned at once with this. Yes, I know what I know.
People have been bragging about this bullshit for years, and we're going to see how hard it really is to kill two birds with one stone.
No, so if any of you are trailer park boys,
oh yeah, okay, yeah,
fans, that's a Rickyism. He didn't know the saying is two birds at once. He always. Yeah,
I can't speak without swearing, sir.
Yeah, no, it was a judge.
Oh, a judge. Yeah, Your Honor.
Yeah, Your Honor.
This says the Mud House Mansion, or the Hartman Place, as it is known locally, was an abandoned brick mansion built in the mid 1800s. It has long been believed that the house held some very sinister secrets. This belief is fueled by the fact that the last owner was highly protective of the property and aggressively presses charges against any trespassers. Locals have taken this as confirmation that there is indeed something to hide. According to legend, the original owner was a cruel master to his servants and kept them in foul conditions in the building's basement. However, one night the servants escaped and murdered the family in their beds. Another owner is said to have murdered his wife before committing suicide because she was having an affair. Yet another tale suggests that it was, in fact, the wife who murdered her own children. There's no telling which of these tales is accurate, but there is I don't know if a kid wrote this or what's going on. But there was any number of restless spirits roaming the halls. So there are many number of spirits roaming the halls.
Okay.
Now demolished since 2015, the land in which the mansion stood is still believed to harbor some of the spirits that once called the mansion home. So yeah, it's all the the second that you start putting up restrictions like that with a history like that, like you can't help but wonder if they really are trying to hide something, because not everybody's just like, I enjoy my property or my privacy on my property. But so
interesting.
Yeah, it's just.
So was that it?
No, there's more. I was just giving my hands a rest because they got a little warm.
I thought that was it.
No,
okay.
No. The next one.
Now, have you gone through these?
No, this is my first time. This is my first time going through these past three.
Oh.
So, because I always try to read a little bit.
To see if it's going to be interesting.
I like being surprised about some stuff.
Yeah.
The next one is the Civic Theater in Akron, Ohio. The Civic Theater, or Lowe's Theater as it was once known, was designed by a Viennese architect named John Everson. One of its most famous features is that the ceiling can rotate and it's designed to look like the night sky. One of the ghosts is believed to be the spirit of a young woman who committed suicide by jumping into the canal behind the theater. She has been standing at the edge. She has been seen standing at the edge, weeping. Whipping? Oh, she's whipping. So, another of the resident ghosts is a spirit of a janitor named Fred, who was a longtime employee of the theater. He is said to attack anyone who makes a mess in his bathrooms. Ooh. That's scary. Finally, the third spirit is a male entity that sits in the balcony. No one knows who he is, but he is clearly distinguishable from Fred, thanks to the fact that he is always so well dressed.
Interesting.
That's actually kind of freaky. Could you imagine?
I'm going there soon,
dude. Could you? I mean, think about that. The Fred ghost. That actually kind of freaks me out more than any other spirit that we've talked about so far, because it's that idea that you won't even realize you're doing something wrong. Like they never said how clean he was. So it's like if you were to like just spill some water, when you wash your hands or whatever, and then this thing comes roaring at you and like screaming and trying to hurt you or whatever. It's like, ooh, that's rough.
I'm going to piss on the floor just to see if it happens.
Just drop your trousers to your ankles and go, all right, Fred.
Yeah, like, where are you at?
There's the flow.
Nothing.
Yeah, so I don't know. But, so Fred apparently he just doesn't like messes. Yeah. So that being
Fred don't fuck around.
The next one is Sedumsville Rectory, Cincinnati, Ohio. Sedumsville Rectory is one of the most notorious haunted locations in Ohio. It is over 100 years old and originally was a house for local priests from the Cincinnati area. Somewhere along the way, it apparently became the place where bad priests were placed. There are rumors of child abuse and dog fighting connecting to the property. In 2011, a couple purchased the property and began a restoration project, only to discover that the building had some otherworldly guests, including a demonic spirit who has affected them both profoundly. The property has been exorcised on occasion, but with no effect, and is now a popular spot for paranormal investigations. So that's our first demonic entity in a location. So yeah, that's
interesting.
I don't know. That's again, that's just a place where it's just like, fuck, dude. It's like, dog fighting? No, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm cool on that.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
Especially because it's our breed of dogs that they want to do it with.
Yeah, that's messed up.
Yeah, fuck all that. Can't imagine doing that. Like, don't get me wrong. I can get, I don't mean mean, but I can get mean with him for a minute when he's being bad or not listening. Like, again, we hand out ass whoopings around here. Sorry, but it's not excessive. I get my point across and then it's done.
Right.
He's also still technically a puppy. But at the same time, no, I could never do that. Like dog fighting. No, that's unfortunate. And
now it is different if your dog fights for you. Like your dog should protect you. Like that's 100%. That's a whole thing. But no, I don't know.
Did you ever see that video where there was a dude videotaping on his phone, and this girl, probably like Christy, she was walking, and it was basically a chubby. It was just like how like Thor's mom, built like her, but it was a male dog, and I guess the guy just caught it like as it was happening. He could see it, and dude, this pit bull was fucking this other dog up, and she's crying because she thought she was going to get in trouble, and the dude recording was like, "Hell no, girl. That dog is doing its job. That dog was running up on you, about to fuck you up."
Yep, and it protected you.
That dog is doing its job. He's like, "I've got it on tape."
Yep.
And he's like, don't you ever be upset. He's like, your dog will be just fine.
You take him home and give him a treat.
That's what he told him. He's like, you take that dog home and you give him all the treats or something like that. And that is crazy. But yeah, going back to that, dog fighting is not cool. Number one. Number two, it hits different when you hear that, because it is our breed of dog, and I could never do that to my animal.
No, that's
never.
Anyone?
I don't even clip his ears.
No, it's I honestly I love the way the pit bulls look whenever they don't have their ears clipped.
They do, yeah.
They just look doofy. Like
they do.
Like it's just which I get it. Like if your dog has incessant ear infections or whatever, like if it's for a medical purpose, I get that. But it's just like
that is essentially why they do it,
right? But anyone that does it for just look, I'm like, no,
nah.
But, anyway, Lafayette Hotel in Marietta, Ohio.
Okay.
The Lafayette Hotel was actually built on the ruins of another hotel, the Bellevue, which burned down in 1916. The Lafayette opened in 1918 and was managed by a man named Reno G. Hogue. He died in 1944 and passed the job down to his son, S. Deward Hogue. It hasn't. It hasn't. It wasn't until Deward passed on that the paranormal activity at the hotel began, leading many to surmise that it is his ghost that haunts the third floor of the property. Lights flicker, bulbs shatter on their own. The elevator behaves strangely and will often travel up to the roof on its own.
Interesting.
As well as the ghost of Deward, guests have noted a female apparition in Edwardian attire, sitting in the Riverview Lounge. So I don't know what Edwardian is, but there's at least two spirits here. So that's kind of crazy that they were able to tell when everything began, where it's like it's got to be him. So
yeah.
We kind of have that at my work with a particular gentleman that passed away recently. And there have been some people that have walked past his office. It's not been touched. It's not been, whatever, it's not been moved or no, stuff hasn't been moved. It's still there. And a couple of people have been looking over, and we'll call him Chad for sake of argument.
You talking about the one that passed like on the quarantine thing?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But some people are like, wow, it's like, they're like, sometimes it's like, kind of makes me wonder if Chad's still here. Sorry,
I didn't mean to interrupt. Not passed because of quarantine, or was
completely unrelated.
Very, very, very old gentleman.
Yes.
Like it was
the sweetest man I've ever met. Like
let's put it this way, it wasn't a shock.
It's essentially, yeah. I mean, he was an awesome guy.
You never told me that. So there's been like some sightings.
Oh, yeah. There's been multiple paranormal stuff that's happened on the work property there where I work. That's actually kind of what inspired me with Bob the Demon, was because I would hear noises all the time whenever I'd be over at the warehouse, and that's why I always listen to music whenever I'm there.
Wait, but he passed after Bob the Demon was a thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought. Okay, my bad. I thought you were meaning you based it off of that.
No,
okay.
Chad has never been a worry of mine. He's never been anything that I have ever like when I walk past his office, like it's sad. Like I miss him. Like
Sure.
I miss I miss him. Like I wasn't like a good friend of his or anything like that.
But it's noticeable that he isn't there anymore.
Yeah, he always came in every Monday and Friday.
Yes, I was gonna say, wasn't it like at the beginning and the end of the week to do like check the books or something like that?
He always knew what decisions were being made. He was that kind of guy, like that, like that was his life. That's what he did.
Not that he couldn't let it go, but he just needed something to do like 2 days a week.
Yeah, and like when he announced that he was retiring, I was like, oh, I'm like, okay, well, I'm like, what else does he do? Besides this? Like, cause it was only because he loved it so much.
Yeah,
like it was just like he had such a passion for it, But so with Chad, I've never really had anything like any kind of issues with that. Or it's actually only been recently that somebody kind of told me about, like, they're like, yeah, like, I've heard some things, and there's been some things that have been moved, there's some stuff that kind of happens here and there, they were like, nothing crazy, nothing to be scared of, but it's kind of like, he's still here, he's still doing that. So
do you think, like I was going to say earlier, even the fact of like being like kind of Indian burial ground, I feel like there is a lot of quote, like hauntings are like directly around us, but it seems to be like friendly more than it is like threatening or anything. Now, again, we both not only personally, but have other people directly around us that have, more of a life-threatening feel to their paranormal activity. But
yeah.
It seems like there is a lot of good around too that is still a spiritual thing around us. So I don't want it to sound like Ohio is just
shit
full of piss and vinegar when it comes to, paranormal or like demons. But would you agree that like kind of around us, I would say it's probably 50-50.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard everything from, like the woman that we knew was here at the house. The picture that we showed a friend of ours that is able to see things, sense things, and it's been proven through miraculous ways of things that have not even been mentioned in conversation at all, and she has talked about and has asked us questions about.
Right.
So that's when people are like, "Oh, there's no such thing." It's like, no, there is.
There is.
So like that's because I was very skeptical at first. I was never a dick about it, but it took some proving, and it's like, well, now it's like I'm, that just it is what it is. But so we've had that, like it was the pictures that were online, for when we bought the house, and we sent them to our friend and said, "Hey, do you see anything?" And she went, "Oh yeah." She's like, "There's a woman in the living room, and she looks like she is wearing old style clothes, and that she kind of has her hands on her hips looking at the camera, kind of like, what are you going to do with this place?" Like, and you were like, what do you think you're doing? Or like, whatever. And, I never saw her, but there have been other people that have seen her here.
Okay.
She is no longer here. From what our friend told us, we don't know why, or if it was a good thing or a bad thing.
Maybe she fulfilled what she needed to.
There's also a little boy that's been seen in pictures as well. Again, not been an issue. There's nothing
you guys have taken.
No, it was pictures that were again on the site on Zillow when like that our friend was able to look in the pictures and see what was here.
Oh.
So like it was that. So like we didn't take pictures of it. We literally sent her the link and said, "Hey, we're thinking about buying this house." And she looked at it and went, "Yep." She's like, "There's two spirits." And we were like, "Should we worry?" She's like, "No." She's like, "No, there's nothing to worry about." She's like, I would know or would be able to tell you if there was a problem. Now she still insisted on a walkthrough. She wanted to go through the whole place and to see if there was anything. And she's like, "No." She's like, "There's nothing here you need to worry about." She's like, just live, just do your thing.
Yeah.
So there's that. On the complete opposite side, I've also had a friend of mine tell me that he actually saw a hellhound, like an actual like one. I don't know whether or not it was intending to take him or whatever the one two was, but I mean like that's literally one spectrum to another. So it's kind of all over the place. So I mean, I would say maybe I would agree with the 50% thing. But in the same hand too, is that I've seen a lot of bad, like with what people have dealt with too. So it's, and then firsthand have dealt with things that, that's been crazy. So
do you think some of this is not, I don't mean us or, people around us, but even just like things you're reading, do you think that some of this could be, again, like a placebo effect? Because there's so many people that enjoy the horror genre of books, movies, video games, graphic novels, whatever have you. And when you sit there and you watch enough, read enough, or whatever it is with it, you might maybe see certain things or talk about it enough to other people that they're influenced. Like I often wonder how much of this is kind of influenced a little bit.
Let me answer that with what Aunt Heidi told me when one of the first few nights that I stayed at her house, like officially when we had moved in. It was a new place, that I was that I, well, as far as like, me considering that my home, that was only the place I'd ever visited. And she lived out, and she still does, out on a place where that is just heavy Indian burial.
It is.
It is.
We've talked about it.
Houses are literally built on top of graves. This is a legit thing. And she was open with me. She was honest. She's like, yeah, she's like, I've experienced things here. And she's like, Kyle, do you think that for 1 second that if there was anything scary, or if there was anything that was
to worry about,
that I would let you be here,
or even the fact that she would even still be there?
Correct. And it's, now and how you don't take no shit.
Yeah, I was just saying, she ain't no pussy. Like,
yeah, no,
she really isn't. Like, she would still be like, all right, fool, you want to come?
Yeah.
So that is very true. And I do remember that. I don't know that she necessarily told it to me either, but I do recall that being said.
The point that she basically made was that she said, Kyle, she's like, if you invited one of your friends over and told them that the reason that this house is haunted is because some guy blew his brains out in my bedroom, and then when somebody found him, throughout that grief or whatever, they then took their own life. If it was like his wife or whatever, like killed themselves in the living room. She's like, if all I did was say those two things, they would experience something.
Yeah.
She's like, this is all about the power of suggestion. She's like, you have to understand that. She's like, I have never told you what I have experienced in this house. I just said, yes, there are things I have experienced here, but there's nothing that you need to worry about.
Right.
She said, she's like, mind you, she's like, that has never happened here. But if I were to build this up and tell this to someone, then your imagination starts going. You start thinking about that.
Exactly. You do.
This is so. If there's a way to, like, I don't know if this is like a formula or whatever to like help with deciding on if things are true or not. I kind of gloss over the baby stuff. I kind of gloss over like all the stuff like that. But what interests me is like I said, like that Fred ghost, where it's like, okay, like this is something that is not repeated. This is not something that is referred to or, even, unanimously like done throughout Ohio. This seems like this is a very specific location thing. So it's like, I try to look at things like that. Now, obviously
that is very true.
It's possible that there are legit places that there are baby spirits. They're like, whatever, but
I was just saying, whoa,
what,
man, I don't even know if I've ever seen this. He's in a kitchen.
Let's see here. No Life Shack is reacting to something, and he's in a different location here. So we're just going to look at the title of it. That's it. Eminem said he took forever. Drake, Kanye West, Lil Wayne, Eminem, forever reaction on No Life Shack. Currently at 863,000 views, posted a year ago.
It was only a year. Wow. Okay. I'm going to have to watch it. Anyways, no, real quick, going back to the whole Aunt Heidi thing that's interesting because she never explained to me either what it is she experienced personally, but I had my own separate encounters than you guys did with that whole, walking through the nightlight and stuff like downstairs.
Yeah, that's
she never told me anything like that.
No, and
so it wasn't like my mind playing tricks.
No, and of course, of course, it was one of the most haunted areas of the entire place, and that's where we slept. But but I don't know. It's just, I really, in the grand scheme of things, did not experience a lot of things there. I did experience a few things. I was there by myself a lot, like, throughout the summer or whatever. Like, cause it was, everybody had to work, and like, that's what I did. So
can I make a small confession?
What? Oh, what are you about to say right now?
I've had just enough water.
Oh no.
Mom, close your ears.
No, you're not about to do this, are you?
Don't show this to Aunt Heidi either.
Oh my God. We're an hour in. I guess it's safe. Go ahead. I think I know what this is.
I got two, count them, two top 3 blowjobs ever in my life in the kitchen.
Oh my! In the kitchen? I figured it was at least in the living room.
Sort of, kind of. It was made that way by 2 different people.
Oh my God!
Oh man, that was the best kitchen ever.
I mean, she did have Dr. Pepper, so that was cool.
No, RC Cola.
9.
RC Cola.
RC, no. She actually switched to Dr. Pepper when she moved into her house. She always had a 2-liter Dr. Pepper there.
Either way, I'm just saying.
I know.
That was still.
In fact, actually, I know for a fact that it was Dr. Pepper because Mom poured herself a glass of Dr. Pepper, or what I thought was only Dr. Pepper. And she was going through a lot of shit at that point, which, as an adult now, I totally get it. It's kind of like whenever you look at Britney Spears when she shaved her head and lost her mind.
Yeah, I get it now.
Like, dude, I don't fucking blame her, dude. I've been through horrible shit, it's the mentality of a kid going up and seeing his mom's cup and being like, oh, hey, there's some Dr. Pepper. I'll just take a little swig. And I even thought to myself, oh, this is great. I'm like, I'm a rebel right now. I'm like, she's in the other room. I'm going to do what I want. Ha ha. It was cut with 2/3 rum.
Yeah.
I found out that night what rum tasted like. Did not know that that's what alcohol tasted like. Had never even tasted alcohol. And I'm not kidding. This is what happened. I had to clean it up. I took this is the cup. If we're going to say this is the cup that Mom had that had rum with the Dr. Pepper, which, mind you, she was not leaving out for me to be able to find. She sat down to use the restroom. She thought I was in bed. To be fair, I snuck out of bed, I think it was. And I was like, oh, sweet. Oh, look, there's a cup. Dr. Pepper. So I went over, grabbed it, and I did this. The second it hit my lips, I didn't even swallow it. It was just, what the fuck was that?
Dude, I'm telling you, Aunt Heidi's kitchen was lit.
Oh my God.
Dude, it
was just over in the second.
Honestly,
second it happened.
Honestly, I kind of associate that house with those memories because I remember the one of the chicks lived around that area.
Yes. Yeah.
And
I know exactly who you're talking about.
Now
we will call her Benjina. Just because it's the furthest thing from her name.
But no, that was I always associated Aunt Heidi's house with a couple of things. One was the amazing head I caught there twice, and 2, the paranormal activity stuff, and 3, Aunt Heidi's music, with her speakers. Aunt Heidi was just one of those that had the best setup when it came to that. When you wanted to rock out, that's when. Oh man. I don't know. There was her and your dad when it came to them stereo speakers and their music. Oh, it was great. So anyways,
if you're going to enjoy music, I feel you should enjoy it the proper way.
Yeah, do it the right way.
When my car's seat thumps in my back with the bass drum to even a slow song,
Yeah.
It's like I can feel what I
That's why I need to get. Yeah, I need to get my speakers hooked up, man, and get that shit rolling. I'm sick of not listening to music in the car. And I got a Lincoln. Like I need to be. You don't listen to music in your car? Nope.
Oh shit.
Ever.
I'm so sorry.
My stock CD player broke, and I have to put. So when I need to put my head unit in there, and then if I'm going to do that, I'm going to hook my speakers up. So it's just a thing. Anyways,
it's a big mess.
How long we been on, man?
We've been on for about an hour and 5, so which means that we've technically been on for probably about an hour. Which
all right,
sounds about right. But we'll do 2 more.
Okay.
So all right, the Bisman Building, BISSMAN, the Bisman Building in Mansfield, Ohio.
Not far.
Built in 1886 by the same architect that designed the Ohio State Reformatory, which is that's one of the places you can stay in overnight if you're above the age of 21, which I feel like 18 should be able to be that, but that's just me. The same designer designed the Ohio State Reformatory. It's of little wonder that its eerie facade bears such a striking resemblance. It doesn't just share its physical appearance with the Reformatory, but it also shares a film appearance too. The Shawshank Redemption perhaps is one of the greatest movies of all time and used this as a filming location as well. Mm-hmm. If you have seen the film, the building is used as the entrance to the Brewer Hotel where Brooks and Red stayed after they were paroled from Shawshank.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Not only has it made appearances in film, but it's also been the focus of numerous paranormal TV shows, including Ghost Asylum and Ghost Hunter / Taps, to name but a couple. Which I do remember that episode of Ghost Hunter was that, they've been proven to be hacks, but they actually got to look in the room where Brooks kills himself in the movie, and the carving is still there that says Brooks was here. So,
that was a real thing.
Yeah, he actually carved it into the wall that's in the building.
Okay.
So yeah, I always thought that was
interesting.
Really awesome. Let's see here. I almost lost my place. There we go. The reports of paranormal are rife, with a common feeling of dread and sadness, particularly on the 3rd floor. Many people report an overwhelming sensation of darkness when on this floor. Disembodied footsteps, voices being poked and pushed, black shadows, and dark figures caught in images are some of the more common occurrences. In past investigations, here investigators have received audible responses to their questions. One particular piece of audio evidence was when an investigator asked if they could speak to Ruthie, and a voice was caught saying, "Is Ruthie here?" Oof. In addition, people have witnessed the spirit of a woman throughout the upper floors and people in Victorian clothing and the sounds of people working. So that's man. There's always something on the 3rd floor. There's always something. This is we can get into that argument of like, is every place is like if you have a 3rd floor, is it cursed or whatever? But I'd live on the 3rd floor.
See, I'm not superstitious like that. I don't feel that is like a thing for people. Like, I have a friend, actually an old tattoo artist, Jason Haney. I don't know if he'll ever, for some reason, see this, but he does still do tattoos. Phenomenal. He did my rosary.
Oh, nice.
Freehand, basically. But every year, not every year, but just in general, when a Friday the 13th happens, he tattoos a 13, even like it's little, but he tattoos a 13 somewhere on him.
Oh, wow.
And I asked him about that, and he's like, I don't know. He's like, Friday the 13th are always really cool, like, whatever. But I said something about superstition, and he's like, yeah, I don't believe in it. I was like, I don't either. I was like, it's kind of crazy that some people really take that shit to the max. Like, they don't do the number 13, or like there's even hotels and stuff that don't have a 13th floor.
Oh yeah. Quote. Yeah. It's the 14th floor, but it's like motherfucker, you're on the 13th. Like,
yeah,
so
it's like Mitch Hedberg. Yeah. You know what floor you're really on.
Yeah. It's nobody talks about it though.
Yeah.
It's like, no,
that actually was a Faces of Death, scene where there was a, like college student or something that went on top of a building and was going to like bungee jump type thing.
He didn't count the floors properly.
because the floors were miscounted because the building didn't count the 13th floor. So he had an dude. He just smashed straight into the fucking ground head first.
Fuck.
Oh, it was bad.
See, and this is like the.
I saw it.
Well, because isn't it that they measure bungee cords by story, and you have to be one story behind for the proper. Now, also your weight and mass,
right? But it didn't even matter. He had a whole floor miscalculated.
That's rough. That is rough, dude. That is
right. So,
well, to rip myself out of that horrible mentality. Ridges Asylum. So we do actually have an old asylum.
Okay.
In Athens, Ohio.
Okay.
Interesting. I've always wanted to go in in an asylum. It's a bucket list for mine. Is to at least be inside of one at one point. Ridges Asylum opened in 1874 and was known as the Athens Asylum for the Insane. It had 2 wings, one for female patients and one for male. The most violent patients were housed at the outermost tip of each wing. By the start of the 1900s, the asylum had become dangerously overcrowded, and rumors of inhumane treatment at the hands of the overworked staff were talked about in the building. Let's see, man, they really didn't do a good job with grammar. I'm doing the best I can. It says, however, the asylum lasted longer than many from the same time. It was not officially closed until 1993. Some parts of the building are still in use, while others lie abandoned. One of the most chilling sights is the outline of a body that remains where Margaret Schilling died in 1979. She apparently got lost in the disused part of the hospital in the winter of 1978/79 and was not found for more than a month. When the corpse was eventually removed, it left a stain that could never be washed away. She is one of the many ghosts who is said to walk the asylum at night. There is also a cemetery on the grounds which holds over 2,000 bodies and has said to have several spirits of its own. And we are going to do actually one more because the last one's the Mansfield Reformatory. So I figured that's a good solid one to end on. So
okay,
but
real quick is that what I've always wanted to do. I know that this is something that you don't necessarily get, and you'll understand what I mean here in a second. And it has nothing to do with disrespect. Because actually, we do it a couple of times a year. But when I say smoking at a graveyard, I mean like at night, like even on like Halloween or like a Friday the 13th or a full moon. Now, here's the thing: is me and Minx.
That's rough.
Me and Minx, and sometimes a couple other friends. Every year for Guy's birthday, and then Christmas. And then sometimes, because Guy passed it was 4 days after Christmas. So if we can, we do birthday, Christmas, and his passing date. But we go to the local cemetery and we smoke. Mm-hmm. And I don't.
It's in honor of Guy.
It is. Yeah. It definitely is. That's different. Mm-hmm. That is, again, we're not trying to be disrespectful by any means. And, to other spirits or, other, people around.
I think that's something that this is my opinion, man, but I think that should be welcomed. It's in the idea of from the perspective of a spirit, because it's that idea of that, you are here to, no matter what it is, if you're doing a shot of Jack Daniels, we're
to honor this person.
If you go out there and you sing the same song with your guitar every year and sit by their grave and just have some time with you and your boy or you and your girl or whatever it is, it's like that. To me, death is something that's not even fully understood or comprehended until it happens to a person. And in my opinion, I think that's something that should, if a spirit sees somebody doing something at a grave, in my opinion, feel like if there's anyone that would understand why someone would be there to do something like that. It would be someone who has passed on.
Yes, it would be the other spirits. Now, and I get that it's when it is outside and whatnot, but it's not like we're not out there partying per se. Like we crack jokes and we kind of, kick it for a minute because there is usually about at least 6 other, people, or, 4 to 6 other people, but at the same time, sometimes it is just me and Minx where he's like, hey man, I'm just in town and I'm going to swing by because it's Guy's birthday today. Yep. I'm free, man. And we just sit there and smoke a blunt for a minute and then we go our separate ways. And at the, that's the thing is that when you have that, it is a peaceful thing. It's not to be disrespectful, but I actually want to go in again in a non-disrespectful way. I want to go on a foggy night or whatever and just smoke and sit like in the middle of a graveyard and just kick it for a minute and see not that you would smoke, but would you just go sit in a graveyard with somebody for 20 minutes? No, that is because of that. Like if I do not have a purpose to be there, okay, that is something like as far as like if I'm going to go see Grandma Shirley Webb, yeah, and go up there there like I'm going to have my process of what I do. I'm going to that's just it is what it is. But to me, I feel like that is an avenue to open up a lot of doors. Maybe not anything that will follow you, but maybe something that you were not prepared for. Because you can say all you want that it's like, I'm not scared of anything or that, like nothing will bother me. It's like, be careful with your words. Right. It's like you don't know what to fully expect here. This is especially if it's an area that you're not familiar with, you don't know who's buried there. You don't know what's that's so, there's always that joke that you see on, Facebook where it's like, hey, would you be a groundskeeper on a graveyard for like, $100K a month or whatever? It's like, I'm like, I would. Yeah. Yeah. It's like, I am required to be there. I am an employee at that point. It's like, that's fine. I'm not there to just fuck off. And but that's what I mean is, and I know that not all spirits get that, but I wouldn't be there to be disrespectful or deface the grounds. Like I don't know. I like that kind of like adrenaline rush or like scariness. And to me, that's almost like a weird peaceful thing. Smoking a little weed and just hanging with the dead. I don't know, man. I try to stay as far away from that thought as much as possible. So that's funny. It's just not something I'm about, man. Okay. Granted, obviously I've never experienced anything like that, but it's what? What does that say? What pops up? It says my battery's running. Oh, okay. My bad. Anyways. No, but I would let me put it to you this way. I wouldn't even go have a beer in a graveyard. Really? Would not do it. No, not unless if I have a reason to be there. If I am there to honor. Okay. If I'm there like I'm not just going to go there with a group of friends. If they're like, hey, we're hanging out over this graveyard. If you want to come have a beer, I'm like, no, I will stay home and have a beer. Thank you. I get that. Okay. So even if it was like when we went to Guys, you would be like, yeah, I'll take a shot because they used to hang out with the Jaeger girls. We usually do a shot of Jaeger too. Minx actually did tell me that he said because I asked him, I was like, when's the last time you drank? And he went at Guy's grave. Yep. And that's because I bought the Jaeger. And he said that he has not done it since, and I don't think he'll do it again because he said it made him really, really sick. It did, and it's because of his gastric bypass. Right. But anyways. All right, last one. All right. I was hoping we would get to this tonight, and we're going to end on it. So this is cool. The Mansfield Reformatory. It served as a reformatory for young offenders starting in 1886 before becoming an adult prison, which remained in operation until December 1990. During its operation, it was home to some violent prisoners indeed. One of the most brutal punishments used at the prison was to throw the inmate in the hole, a dark and claustrophobic solitary confinement cell. The prison is now regarded by many as the most haunted building in Ohio, with a wide variety of paranormal activity, including apparitions, unexplained noises, and malevolent presences in the hole.
It's very high on the list of haunted prisons in the country too.
Yep.
And look at that, man. We actually finished it. That was the last one.
Oh,
that's funny.
Because that is something that is kind of legendary around here, actually. And what's weird is that it's within our lifetime that happened, as far as like it being a thing and then shutting down. But I know that don't they put the haunted house through there?
Yes. Yeah, they actually do a haunted house through there.
They do.
They also do the you can stay the night in a cell.
Yes.
So
I was going to say
you have to be 21 to be able to do it.
Yes, yeah. you can do that, and I've often wanted to do that. So
see, I definitely wouldn't do that because of the malevolent spirits thing. It's like now if
sack up and let's go have some fun.
Malevolent. It's staying somewhere that's not my bed. And not my home.
Bruh, it's just for a night and to get some views. How about that? You want paid?
No.
I'm just kidding.
No. I want to get views because I fake my hauntings because that's what I do on this channel.
You fucking sissy.
Yep, that's right.
Do it right.
I'm like Julian Smith. He didn't even drink hot Kool-Aid for a year after he made like the hot Kool-Aid video. He's like, I'm such a hypocrite. he's like, I've never even done it. I can't do it. No.
That's something we're gonna do something scary in our lifetime together as a bucket list. And we're going to record it. And again, not just for views, but to document that you actually sacked up. I don't care if it's the catacombs, if it's the Mansfield prison.
Listen,
we're going to do something.
The Mansfield Reformatory is a place that I would love to visit. I would love to.
We're staying the fucking night.
No, I would.
Yes.
I would. No, it's me, man. I can do whatever I want, man. You don't tell me what I can't do.
Don't.
Can do.
Don't. Just don't.
No. Oh no, I will. I can. I will. In this universe, if I had my delay, I'd turn it on. I am God. Now, no, but no, it's. I would love to see the filming locations. I would love to. I'd even go there at night. I would want to. I'd be willing to go to the Mansfield Reformatory at night. My ass is not staying all night though. Like my cutoff will be around 10. Like it's like, and then I'll go home.
That's my sweet spot, man.
I can't do it.
Well, I mean, I guess all aside from Kyle being a big wuss, it was a pretty good episode.
I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was fun.
So here's what's going to happen, guys. Is obviously
we're having fun.
Obviously, if you've made it this far, you've realized and follow enough that we are grateful, but we fucked up last week. Shit happens. This is.
What the fuck is it? There it is.
You're just gonna start hitting buttons. But we do appreciate. Oh shit! Stop touching stuff.
I'm sorry. I'm done. It's okay, Thor.
Anyways, if you've made it this far, we do appreciate it. But what I was gonna say is that after this, we are doing scarier stuff, but we are going to be doing a Halloween episode, and we're gonna have some pretty cool things going on. We're tweaking some things. We're gonna try to have some good visuals for you here soon.
Yes, we have been having some fun.
Yes,
and doing our thing. I don't know. I was trying to get. I was trying to inconspicuously.
Yeah, I know. That was good.
I was like, hey, man. Pizzazz. Look over there, handsome. Bang, bang. No, but
you're going to puke, dude. Stop.
No, but I have an idea for the Halloween episode as far as like just, Halloween. Like we're going to talk about the holiday Halloween. We're going to talk about the movie Halloween. We're going to talk about our favorite Halloween traditions. We're going to talk about our favorite Halloween costumes. It's just going to be an entire episode just about Halloween. And, I want to do the same thing for, like Christmas when that comes around, when the time of Yuletide is there. I'm going to have my eggnog, which may or may not have some extra in it. And, it's, right. We don't believe in rum. Remember, I hated it when I was 9. And nevertheless, though, it's going to be a lot of fun. But we appreciate every single one of you for sticking around if you have for this long. And, of course, we know Mom watches. So, Mom,
sorry, Mom, about the blowjob thing.
We love you. We thank you so much for listening. And Eric, is there anything that you would like to tell the good people of the internet before we officially sign off?
Yeah. When a girl tells you she can make you tired without doing anything other than use her mouth, believe her.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you for having us in your time for the hour that you're listening to us, and we will talk to you guys later.
Blowjobs are awesome.